Okay, moving on, the Director of Police, we're awarding a state contract for maintenance and repair of logger recorder system.
Thank you, Chief. This is our Freedom dictaphone system, which records all radio transmissions and telephones department-wide. It's a contract for 10 months, and it includes parts and labor.
Any questions or comments?
Yes, Council President.
Sir?
I noticed, like you said, it was 10 months, and you're in the process of thinking about a new system.
That's correct, sir. Right now, the system is being phased out, so we've been in touch with numerous vendors already.
So what I'm asking is, you won't put the new system on board until this 10 months is up, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Moving on, from the Chief of Fire, ordinance amending Title 233-6, firefighters' promotions and procedures. Chief?
Yes, Council President. We're going to first update the titles. We, as you know, changed the title from lieutenant to captain, and that from captain to battalion chief with this ordinance. In addition to that, as you'll see on page 1, section 1, 2, the written examination is to be prepared and administered and graded by qualified third-party testing service. Little word changes there. And number 3, the oral examination, which was previously given by the chief, the deputy chief, and a captain selected by the director of public safety, will now be prepared and administered and graded by a qualified third-party testing service. On page 2, number 5, you'll see that the weight given to the written examination has gone from 20% to 60%, and the weight given from oral examination has gone from 40%, from 20% to 40%, all right, giving greater weight to the written examination. And again, given by a third party. And the last note would be a file review will be conducted prior to promotion as the determining factor in succession, selection of successful candidate. Previously, the file examination was part of the process and really didn't give us something to break ties or have any weight to it. It was just part of the process. So when everything is part of the process, you then don't have something to work with to make your choices. All right, so this would be a better method of doing so. On page 3, would be in reference to the battalion chiefs. You see under B, the changes the title. Under number 2, it is an oral examination, but this oral examination is no longer being done by the chief and deputy chief. This oral examination will be done by a third-party agency. In doing so, no one will be identified, everyone will be given a number, and this will be done by outside company coming in and conducting the promotion.
Any questions or comments?
Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you anticipate the cost will be for the third party to come in?
I'm still working on that with this company. I'm working with a company called Study Group, Inc. that's been in business for over 14 years and does a lot of work with civil service. And so we're still doing that. We don't have that many promotions in the fire department. We don't have that many people. We have about a dozen in one rank and about 5 or so in another.
Okay. The file review, deleting the file review.
We're not deleting it. What we're doing is taking it out of part of the process and making it a part of the, before it was part of the process, it was given a weight, a number.
Right.
And it was all 3 things there where you were done. And then on the list, you had to pick for somebody, but you didn't have anything to use to break ties or because it was all included in the process. So when the process is done here, you'll still have something that you can use when you're making your determining factor as to which candidates you're picking from the eligibility list.
Okay.
So it's actually a more important factor now in how it's being used.
All right. When you say file review,
Yes, ma'am.
let me understand, that's basically what their file holds as far as how they have performed, I would suppose?
Yes.
If there's any insubordination?
Yes.
If there are any,
Educational,
Okay.
educational,
Things-
entire work record.
it's not a work record?
It's entire work record.
Entire?
Work
Okay,
record.
so whatever they've done positively and things that have been negative, that's also included in that?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know what you're talking about, breaking ties, but it would seem to, well, I don't know, again, this is just my opinion. When I was looking at this, it would seem to me that what is in their file should determine whether they even become eligible, because if there is someone who has, I'm going to use a very old-fashioned term, demerits,
Yes.
why would they even be considered? I mean, they may have, maybe they may have the length of service needed, or they may have the educational background, but if they're, if they've had problems within the department, just because they have these other qualifications, why would they even be considered? So I feel that something like a file is, well, to me, very important, so that maybe these people could be weeded out before they even,
That, there is in the complete ordinance, there is exactly what you're speaking of, that includes any instances of anything that would be against department policy and so on. I'm paraphrasing for you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But yes, there is in the complete ordinance, not included in the changes, something that addresses just what you're speaking of. Right, and it's, I think it's like the last paragraph in the entire,
Okay.
in the ordinance.
all right, thank you.
Anything else on that? Okay, from the township clerk, this should be relatively easy. The schedule of meetings for 2009.
This is just the general schedule of meetings. If anybody has a problem with any of the dates, just let me know and I could switch that around.
Okay, any questions?
There were a couple of, and I'm sorry, I have to search through it. Let me see, 641, because now we're back to resolutions. There were some, a couple of meetings that were the combined meetings, and I was just wondering why. Near the beginning of the year, Mrs. Murphy, I understand the ones toward the end of the year, but if you could clarify.
Sure. The meetings in April, they were actually, we moved them up a little bit because of my Board of Education election. So I won't be holding an election the same time as the council meeting dates on that.
Right, okay,
The last meeting was combined on that date because that was when the schools were out, and we might not have a quorum on that for the Monday meeting. It was a request that we might not have a quorum for that Monday meeting.
we might not have a quorum?
Right, because the schools are out for that week.
What do
Oh,
the
the
schools
first week?
have to do with us?
Oh, it's the first week, I'm sorry.
What do the schools have to do with us? I mean, don't we have meetings that are set by ordinance? I mean, I
There is.
realize there are some extenuating circumstances,
Yes.
but because school is out, that's a reason not to hold a meeting?
Excuse me, Council President, but school is out the first week in April, not that. That is not a combined meeting as far as I know, because the schools are out, because schools are in that session during that time.